Could Seth Rollins and more WWE superstars leave in 2024? It's a possibility. We're going to talk about it. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers. So if you want a chance to win, go ahead and click subscribe today. Welcome back to TAS. My name is Ango, of course. Guys, I want to kick things off with WWE MLW news. If you didn't know, there has been a lawsuit that's been going on between both companies, and today it's been revealed that there was a settlement, and now MLW and WWE can move forward. Now, if you guys don't know what the lawsuit was about, I'm going to make it pretty simple for you. MLW originally filed the lawsuit last year. Basically, they had some allegations against WWE, which was they alleged that WWE attempted to undermine the competition regarding MLW's pursuit of media distribution deals, and WWE was trying to hire contracted talent away from the company. It was also alleged that WWE's deal with Peacock contributed to its antitrust case because it kept non-WWE wrestling content off the service, which included Reels, a platform that was airing MLW at the time. Now, with that being said, PW Insider did come out and clarify that talent are very happy about this. They're happy with, the idea that they can now go forward and actually look for a TV deal. They don't have to worry about MLW dealing with legal troubles and stuff like that. And look, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not a lawyer. At the end of the day, I'm not a lawyer. I think from a fan's perspective, I don't think it ever looks good when wrestling companies are suing each other. Obviously, I'd much rather have a healthy wrestling industry. I don't know if there was substantial evidence for WWE or MLW in this case, to prove one is guilty of doing something versus the other. Like, I don't know any of that, right? Like, I cannot sit here and tell you that they truly did something wrong because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how that stuff works. But what I will say is this. MLW and WWE coming to a settlement is probably the best thing that can happen for both respective companies. For WWE, the last thing you want to be doing is dealing with lawsuits. You don't want to be dealing with legal troubles. Your product is very hot right now. The management, the morale, everything is good. You don't want this to be something that you're dealing with. And for MLW, this is a smaller company. They don't have as much money as WWE. So you don't want to be dealing with lawsuits and court cases and lawyer fees and all of this different stuff when you could be applying that money and resources to something so much greater. So at the end of the day, maybe the settlement is what makes the most sense here. For me personally, as a fan, I would like to see MLW get a TV deal that is actually a good TV deal. I don't want to see MLW, on beIN Sports and then on this channel and then on this channel and then this channel. I want my TV deals to be simplified. As a fan, that's all I'm asking for. If you're distributing television shows on US television broadcast networks, right? Like one channel once a week, every single week. I feel like with MLW, there was always something different with their TV deals. It was always kind of confusing. I want MLW to find that good TV deal. I want MLW to do what they're supposed to do, and I want WWE to do what they're supposed to do, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. Guys, WWE has noticeably been teasing a lot of Sasha Banks lately. It's going over people's heads, but WWE is doing it. Now, Boozer Wrestling, he really shook up the IWC with the CM Punk meeting with WWE stuff. A lot of people went after him, but he's been accurate. He's been nailing the accuracy here. Now somebody had asked him on Twitter, hey, what if Charlotte is seriously hurt? Does WWE got backup plans for WrestleMania? Boozer says, you can bank on it. Always have a plan. And look, I'm just going to be very, very honest with you guys. I feel like as more time goes on, I'm starting to really believe Sasha Banks is coming back to WWE. I do. I see that WWE is throwing in those subtle teases on commentary. They're doing the same exact thing. And the strategy for WWE actually works. By WWE making hints on commentary, WWE doing these little things on television that half the audience, or maybe even more than half the audience, aren't paying attention to, these types of things are actually I think it's WWE's way of planting seeds. And the best part is, WWE's kind of doing this slow burn stuff anyways. They're trying to throw you off. They're trying to put it in your face. They're trying to turn you away. They don't want you to believe everything they're saying, but at the end of the day, they're trying to surprise you, and that's why it makes a lot of sense for them to do it. Now, with Boozer coming out and effectively teasing it as well, I don't feel crazy for believing that WWE is actively teasing it. They are doing big things every single week, and these little commentary nuances that are added every single week are teasing something. And this time it is teasing Sasha Banks. And I think for WWE, and we've seen it on Raw, but for WWE, you have a good women's division roster. On SmackDown, it is booked far greater than Raw, but you have a very good roster. And you're starting to improve the women's division. You're starting to put them more on TV. You're starting to do these things. And if you are Sasha Banks, the reality is you can take a look at the two largest wrestling companies in the United States, and you could see that one is actually effectively pushing women's wrestling, and one isn't necessarily doing that. And there are benefits to that, right? If Sasha were to go to the other company, she could be the reason why they start pushing women's wrestling. If she goes to WWE, she could be the person that enjoys the spotlight with women's wrestling in a different way. So there's actually no right or wrong answer here. I'm sure a lot of people are going to try to twist my words, but the reality is there's really no right or wrong decision for wherever she goes, but I do feel like WWE return is going to be happening, and you can bank on that. Obviously, we'll see what happens, though. And I think for Sasha, if you go into WWE, WrestleMania, Damage Control, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, there's a lot of things you can do. I think if she's cleared, I think there's going to be a lot of great stories for her to enter, and I think that's also very important because in the past, when women's wrestling wasn't a focal point for WWE, it was very difficult for me to truly understand where somebody would fit on the main roster because there wasn't that many stories going on. But now there's a lot of things that are going on in the women's division. It can make a lot of sense. And that brings us to Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and many more. According to Fightful, basically Rollins' contract is set to come up in June 2024. There have been no current discussions regarding an extension as of a couple weeks ago. As the current world champion, we all know that people like Seth Rollins. We know the WWE obviously likes Seth Rollins. There's a reason why they've given Seth Rollins the World Heavyweight Championship. There's a reason why they've let him hold it this long. There's a reason why when Seth Rollins is grinding every single week, WWE rewards him with big programs, big storylines, and pretty much everything that you can imagine. WWE, obviously, listen, we know Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, their contract ends in June 2024. We know that Drew McIntyre's contract deal reportedly ends around WrestleMania season. There's going to be a lot of talent that their contracts are coming up. The possibility of them leaving is there. And it shouldn't shock you if it does happen. I know Boozer was asked about this. Somebody asked Boozer, hey, Boozer, anything about Seth if he's going to re-sign with WWE? Boozer's response was, where else would he go? And the truth is, I don't see Seth Rollins being a WWE guy and then leaving to test out AEW. Seth Rollins waves the company flag. Like, Seth Rollins is the guy who, really amps up WWE, and he really represents them. I can't imagine him leaving, but it is always a possibility because of the potential dream matches that you can have outside of WWE. So do I think Seth is leaving? No, but do I think anything is possible? Yes. Even Becky Lynch. Becky and Seth, what have they not accomplished in WWE? There is a lot that they can do outside of WWE. The question is, do they want to keep getting paid well and keep waving the WWE flag, or do they want to try something new? My heart tells me they're going to stick around in WWE. I think a lot of top WWE stars will stay in WWE. But at the same time, too, don't be shocked if one or two people end up eventually leaving. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for watching. This is TAS. I'll see you next time.